So welcome back to Fur Fighters. We've just finished clearing out Space Station Mir, and now time to go on to the boss of Cape Canardo, which we'll be going back into space for. This time we don't have to refuel our space station and the like though. Our space rocket rather. But you can see over there it needs cat scratch marks to get up, so only Juliette can go there, because this is her boss fight, which will be saving Claude. Okay, so this is our first time in proper space, so let's get it sorted. And this is going to be all about the energy weapons.
Claude? I know it's you. Even through the vacuum of space, I can catch your scent. And now you will not even speak to me? Why must you always play this game? Why must it always be me who talks when we fight? Very well. If that's the way you want to play.
So saving Claude is going to be all about the energy weapons, like I said. We're just going to have to shoot him down, and then he'll keep destroying the space station itself every time that we end up moving on to the next section. Also, yeah, the audio for this part is broken. I'm not sure if it's just my copy of the game or if this happens on all the copies. So you'll just run fly around the place shooting down these energy blast at us. Okay, and now he's going to go away again. So every time that he does this, we just have to make sure we get off that platform before it explodes. So like Viggo said when we first came to Cape Canardo, this is the platform that he was using to drop the anvils on Rufus's head. And then he left Claude here to destroy it once he left. So Claude's been taking his time, you know. I don't know if it actually works just to keep spamming it like this, or if like most of these are actually missing. Because I think he probably has invulnerability frames, so we might be just wasting our firepower all the time. Okay, we're still safe. As long as if the screen doesn't start shaking, then we know that we are still on this stage of a fight. There we go. Next stage. I think this is the final one now. Like, this guy could do a lot of damage to you, but there's always this like replenishing health around the place, so it's not really too bad. The main problem is just if you don't notice that you're supposed to leave the area, then you could fall to your death. I'm going to go back to the normal weapon rather than the beam weapon, because then my ammo will last longer. So if he does have invulnerability frames, then this should mean that I deal more damage over time. I don't think I can damage him when he's up there, because he didn't flash red. So I'm just going to wait for him to come back down. Oh, never mind, we have to shoot him to get him down. Okay. more ammo. Yes, we're at the top of the space station now, it looks like, so this should be a final stage. There we go.
So we'll talk, yes?
Okay, just get me out of this spacesuit. The color is appalling. Horror.
Oh, Claude, you hipster. Yep, so we've rescued our hubby now, so everything's fine.
Congratulations, Juliette. It seems you know no fear. I foresaw that you would not fail.
Oui, mon général, but I was afraid. It was so very far to fall.
But as always, you landed on your feet. No time for napping, though. Head back to the fur fighter village and continue your quest. Incidentally, I found this bullwhip in my possessions. No idea why, honest. Perhaps you can use it.
Sweet. So we get a bullwhip. So about this area actually, the last time I went through it, I decided to just rush through all of these enemies and I died. And then it redid the cutscene with the General. And because I already had the bullwhip, when I went to get the bullwhip again, in the cutscene, the game crashed. So, you know, that's a problem that can happen. It seems like no one playtested that for some reason, don't know why. I'm not sure if it fully crashed or not, because it froze, but then on the mock recording I did of it to make sure that I did it correctly back then, it eventually worked, but I'm not sure if that was due to me editing it or not. So now I've rescued our hubby, let's go talk to him. Sup, Gwyneth? You may notice we got one of our kittens is there now. They tend to just start inhabiting the place slowly once you start rescuing them. Sup, Claude?
Juliette?
Oh, okay, just carry on sitting down then. A cute picture there of Juliette, Claude and all her babies. And before we play the mini game, let's go have a look in our wardrobe, because I didn't show this place earlier in the game. It's kind of a silly little gimmicky Easter egg thing. Her wardrobe is incredibly big. It makes no sense. It is basically a TARDIS. Like, it makes no actual physical sense for this place to exist like it does. Nice little mirror there. Yep, because if we go outside now, you'll blatantly notice that there's nothing there, so that makes no sense at all how that can work, which is silly. Well, let's play this game.
Bonjour, maman. Would you like to save some babies? Steer left and right on the left analog stick, and use the X button to give yourself lift.
Okay. So this is this balloon flight game, so the faster we fall, the longer it will take for us to start going back up again. And we have a limited amount of fuel. So this first stage is pretty easy, but then it's obviously going to get harder afterwards. Yep, so now I'm going to go and collect these babies from underneath canopies that could destroy us if we go up too high. So our first backdrop was Viggo's airship carrier. Airship carrier, when we're talking about aircraft carrier, that's the one. And this is actually a picture of Anatatat, well, Anatatat, which is going to be one of the later areas in the game. It's actually going to be the area we're going to after the next area we're going to. And it's going to be the second to last area of the game. This isn't actually a very long game, it's just, well actually it is kind of long because all the levels are kind of difficult. And, well, difficult in the term that like they're all long. Like you notice these videos I've got one per area. So some of the videos are down to like 30 minutes, some of them are up to 50 minutes, stuff like that. So it's quite an in-depth game because the levels are big. But we're going to be looking at about 25, 26 parts I think, something like that. Wait, no, I already have, oh I died. I already had a baby in my vehicle and I forgot. You can only carry one at a time. And then I went down too fast. So this is one of the games I'm better at in this one. I'm still not very good at it, but you know, I'm not as bad as I was at Snake, which I'm just terrible at. If you get a certain amount of high score on these games, then it unlocks cheats, I believe. I forgot to note what that previous area was. It would probably be the dam. In this area in the background is another special area of the game, but we'll end up talking about that when we get to it. Okay, so we got one more easy one to get, and then we got that really hard one where we're going to have to go and circle through that canopy to get to it. All the while not wasting too much fuel. So we're still going to need the fuel to get the lift. We also need to burn some fuel to make sure we don't accidentally die while going down. Okay, and hopefully we'll be able to make this one. We're going down way too fast. And we made it, good. Way. Is there another level or is it back? Yeah, there's actually another level, okay. We have to be very careful when we're going under this one now, so we're going to have to waste some fuel to keep us up, but not too much so that it kills us. Almost went down too fast then. I'm sure you get this game, I'm just taking my sweet time to do it. You know, eventually I'll fail it, and then that'll be the end of the episode, basically. Whoops, yep, there we go. Is that game over? Game over. Ah well. So then, let's talk about the next area we're going to. What's up, puppy? So over here we have the City of Fear, which is Tanatatat. Pretty sure I'm probably just saying that wrong still, but you know. So let's get ready to go in.
You really should find a bullwhip and a Fedora before you explore the City of Fear?
Ah, now that's a problem. We only have the bullwhip, we don't have the Fedora. But there aren't any other places that we can open with the bullwhip. That's the only one we can open, and that's the item we just got. So how are we going to get to the next area? Well, you may notice here that there is a big opening here that wasn't there when we previously went past. So that's going to actually be relevant to, if you remember God Machine Valley earlier in the game, we exited that level in a rather unique way. We went underground instead of going through the normal exit of the level. So when we come back, we're going to be going into this area that we previously unlocked when we were in there. So like I said, it really wasn't a difficult puzzle because you have to do it, otherwise you can't beat the game. So next up, we're going over to Dinotopolis. So until then, be lovely to each other.